Hey, baby. I will get started in the next 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes, and I'll be starting a stream. Hope you're all well and lit. Boo. Happy Thursday, everyone. Hope you're all well and lit. Blessed day. Blessed day because we're alive. We're alive again. That's always the first win of the day. I mean, it's well and truly into my day. Right now, it's 4:30 p.m. here in Dubai. Wherever else you are in the world, hope your day started well or you've had a really good day. Still early doors if you're in Europe, in the UK. But let's jump straight into this streams. A few things to talk about. Let's just share my screen. Bam! Whoa, the Matrix. Whoa. All right, guys. What did I want to talk about first? Okay, let me just get up the Bitcoin chart, because obviously there's been a massive correction. You know, I did note of that danger, well, that potential yesterday of us seeing that, and obviously we're down quite a chunky, sort of 7% today right now as I speak. Look, stay tuned, obviously, for the stream. I'm going to be going over this technically as I do in the second part of the stream. Firstly, I just want to bring you up to speed with everything else that's sort of going on in the market right now. Let's speak about a few stories and individual tokens before we get onto the broader market and look at everything technically. Now, first things first, remember this, right? When there was talk at the early part of the week where Biden was going to release this executive order. We went over this already. Markets were fearing, oh my goodness, no, framework, no, regulation, please, leave us be, leave the crypto market be, Biden, you little bugger. But actually, surprisingly, as with the Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, and Biden's, his order actually on cryptocurrencies, it wasn't bearish really as such. You know, there's openness, willingness to understand this, provide, clarity for the broader markets and for broader participation. It was quite well received, actually. Obviously, they want, some framework in place. They want some guidelines, some rules around it, but ultimately, it wasn't that bad. It's not like, look, ban cryptocurrency globally. No, not at all. That wasn't the tone. People were thinking doom and gloom for that. But so that was well received. That's why, obviously, we had a nice chunky rally for Bitcoin anyway. Okay, so that's that done for the time being. So that was this big push to the upside here. Push. And now we're getting a bit of a pullback. Now, I'm going to go into that in a moment. But I wanted to speak about some individual tokens just to be aware of, guys, okay? Now, in my previous stream, well, not a stream, excuse me. It was a little while ago. If you look here, let's just go on to, where we're going. Let's go on to YouTube a minute. CoinCasso. I spoke about Ethereum alternatives. What am I doing, man? All right, YouTube. I hate technology. Leave me alone. All right, CoinCasso. So what I wanted to do, remember I showed you, I did a previous video on Ethereum alternatives, top Ethereum alternatives. Now, one of these was this token. okay, was this cryptocurrency called Avalanche, right? If you pull it up here, this is Avalanche. Now, this is one certainly to keep on your watch list for this year, for 2022. So there's some big developments going on right now of Avalanche. For anyone, just to quickly bring you up to speed, Avalanche is an Ethereum alternative. Their goal, they actually say in their goal, they want to knock Ethereum off its throne. Okay, let's bring them up here. Avalanche crypto. Just make sure I get their website up here. Avalanche network. So they're known to be extremely fast, much more eco-friendly than Ethereum, okay, and low cost, which is key as well. So really trying to trump Ethereum off of its throne. Now there was an update, a positive update with Avalanche. Here, they're just announcing a multiverse program. So this was announced earlier in the week, something I should have mentioned actually. So a new initiative seeks to further, see some institutional adoption of decentralized finance and other goals as well. So they've got a $290 million incentive program seeking to spur its subnet driven ecosystem. Okay, so they're looking to fund projects. A lot of cryptocurrencies, blockchains and networks do these incentives. They provide these funds to then get other projects to build on its network, right? So they're looking to fund Web3. Obviously, we know Web3 is huge right now with NFTs and DeFi. And obviously, that's going to attract some more adoption on the institutional front in terms of more cash coming into the system and more adoption coming into play. So this is quite big, this multiverse incentive program from Avalanche. So please keep them on your watch list, right? Please do. Obviously, I'm going to go into more detail about other Ethereum alternatives because there are other ones, but keep this on your watch list. We just take a look at the chart here anyway with Avalanche. Look, don't get me wrong. We've been obviously in a bit of a bear market as with the rest of the market, but it's holding decent ground. And this, for me, is cheap relative to the upside and the technology that it has. As I say, it can really knock Ethereum off its its throne. So keep this on your watch list. AVAX is the ticker for Avalanche. The other thing I wanted to note, okay, was waves, right? I was supposed to put up an Instagram video on this, waves. Let me just bring it up here, just so we can get the website. Waves Tech, right? So again, look at this, by the way. Look at this, is chunky. This might have gone over some people's heads. It did actually in mine. I wasn't really aware. But we've seen some huge gains in waves, as you can see. What they're trying to do, so they've got, you know how we have all networks, they go through updates, upgrading their blockchain, upgrading their ecosystem. Well, waves, they're, as you can see, community-based stack of decentralized open source technologies to build scalable and user-friendly apps. So, somewhat similar to like Ethereum, the concept, right? We've got this ecosystem and it wants to bring in the right sort of projects. I think they're very much targeting dApps and smart contracts, sort of those projects to be built on their network. And with this, they're essentially upgrading their whole network as we speak, and it looks powerful, right? Much more scalable, more transparency, quicker processing times, and just much more efficient. Okay, so it's trying to attract all this, all these dApps to come start building on its own ecosystem, on its own network. So this is why we've gained a big chunky 165%. They also launched an incentive program as well of $150 million, I believe. So Waves incubation program. Let's just bring it up here on the news. Should have brought it up here. News. Let's see. All right. Okay. Not finding it. It was announced last month, back in last month. Okay, I'm not finding it. But they announced as well $150 million in incubation sort of incentive program for to back projects to be built on its network. Okay, so again, big thing for them. And Waves, as I say, is undervalued as well. Look at this. Look at this. You know what's nice technically here? Waves just breaking out of a bit of a descending channel structure, a bit of a flag. Nice aggressive breakout to the upside. So just going hand in hand with that fundamental updates that's going on right now with its upgrade of its network to 2.0, and also just breaking out of this channel structure. Okay, so that's one to certainly keep on your watch list. Look, they're just trading at $26. Cheap again relative to its network and what they're doing right now. Okay, cheap. And yeah, and they also want to, with this upgrade as well, they also want to improve the governance of its token. Okay, so keep an eye on this. What else? Now, with everything that's going on with Russia and and these sanctions, right? Privacy tokens have been gaining ground. I don't know if anyone knows what Monero is, XMR, okay? And another privacy token is Zcash, ZEC, the ticker. Now, these two, as you can see, this was quite a chunky spike. Look, as you can see, it's about 55% there. Very quick move. It's on the day. Yeah, very quick move in one day of 55%. Now, obviously, the broader markets were rallying, but this particular 70%. Okay, and Zcash, just bring it up there on a daily as well. What did we gain? About 35%. So privacy tokens were gaining some ground because people were like, look, obviously, if we still want to do business with Russia, if companies and individuals want to move money between Russia or doing business with Russian companies, so on and so forth, how do we do this? Obviously, yes, look, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin is one thing, but if they want more under the radar, privacy tokens, they're greater in terms of their anonymity, right? So, anonymous, right? Anonymity. So Zcash and Monero are great for anonymity. That's why they're really being used, for example, not to promote it, but Monero largely used on, on a dark web and on the black market because of the serious levels of anonymity, right? Just untraceable back to the whoever's sending or receiving the token, so on and so forth. So that's why people like Monero, and that's why privacy tokens has rallied, just because of the sanction situation at the moment with Russia, and people think, okay, if you want to do business, you're going to have to start switching over to some of those privacy tokens, all right? So that's just sort of everything at the moment on a fundamental front and on a news front. So let's just take a look at what's going on technically now. I noticed what quite a few of you are waiting for. Now, if we have a look, we start off as we always do on the weekly chart, okay? On the weekly chart, remember I said I want to see a filling of this wick. We've had a bit of an issue where the bulls have. Remember I said yesterday, keep an eye on this 42K mark, right? It's valid. Okay, now you guys can see it. For those that doubted me, this level is clearly valid because we had a big rejection there. Now, so far, we are trying to form a bearish engulfing. What's a bearish engulfing for anyone that doesn't know? It's a candle. So, for example, we had a bullish candlestick here. A bearish engulfing would mean we need to engulf. We need to be bigger. This candlestick would need to be bigger than this bullish candlestick. That's bearish engulfing. And that, of course, is signals some selling if we close below. And engulf this green candle of the previous session. And then obviously we're going to start to fall. But right now we've got this huge retest. Let me open up my chart a little bit bigger here. There we go. Much better, Ken. We've got this big retest. You can see that's holding at the moment around sort of 38,700. If that doesn't hold, obviously we're going to slip back down and we're going to come for another challenge of this trend line. Okay. Remember this trend line here. Okay. We've got our rising wedge structure at present. If we pull this up on a 4-hour minute, remember yesterday, while speaking, I said here, right? Let's make sure this is not a fake out, a false breakout above this resistance. Look, because we broke out. And what do we mean by false breakout? When we close above, right? And then we close back below, that's a false breakout. Yeah? So people getting excited. Yes, we've closed above that key area of resistance. We know this resistance. Look, we look left with me. Rejection, rejection, rejection. Previous support, it's a big level. Yes, we've closed above it. Let's buy. But no, baby. We've pulled all the way back. And we're coming for a big retest now. So let's keep an eye on this. Look what we formed so far. Not this 4-hour, the previous one. What have we formed? Potential morning star to indicate a change in trend. Remember, the morning stars appear at the bottom of the trend. The evening stars appear at the top of the trend. Okay? So we've got this big retest at the moment. Let's see what's going on the 1 hour. Now, for me, you could say this is a bearish pennant, but I don't think it will be because this has got to be a huge retest, right? This obviously price action was capped here from the 4th of March. Look, rejection, buy, rejection. You get the point. All these rejections, and we managed to break back above it. So this is a retest. I don't think this is a bearish pennant, okay? I don't think this is a bearish pennant. I think we've done our pullback. We've done our correction now. And look up here, by the way, as well. Look what we formed. This is really, really sexy. If you don't find this sexy, get out. Get out of the stream now. What we formed is, look with me a minute, guys, please. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, 1. Okay, this is our cells, right? Then look with me. Look with me a minute. Let's just drop this down to lower time frame, baby. Look, can you see that head and shoulders? Now, what else am I going to draw here now, baby? There we go. Flag. Come on. Trade with me. Flag. Okay, so here, you know, we've got a number of confluence now, anticipating that breakout to the downside. And obviously, we broke out. I bet if we drop this down to 15-minute, I was going to see something else as well. Okay, no, I didn't. I was expecting to see something here as well. But, I mean, you could mark that up as a bit of a pennant there. But anyway, we had enough confluences, okay? We had enough confluences, and look, we aggressively broke out to the downside, and obviously, look, largely trending south. Now, what do we need to do? I think we're going to break out of this to the upside, by the way, guys. Okay, I think we're going to break out of this pennant structure here, what it looks like. Just want to see what's going on the 15-minute out of interest. Yeah, we're going to try and break out of this to the north. Just quickly mark something up. I think this is what we're going to see here. This is a break, retest that range. You see where we're capped at the moment. The top part of that range is at around sort of 39,300, there or thereabouts. And then give us another push to the north, right? Because I personally still want to be seeing this wick of last week being filled upside, you know, to the upside. Even if we don't completely fill it, then we've got next week as well to carry on and push in back towards that big 46K area, okay? There's big resistance here, meeting this trend line and this horizontal line, you see? Support, resistance, resistance. So keep an eye on that. But I expect us to break out of this range, okay? Keep an eye on this because it will probably present a nice trade idea here. What you want to see is a candle closing above here, and even if the following candle on the hourly just wicks to retest, just to confirm, okay, BITCH, you're my new support, and then it, you know, rips to the upside. So maybe potentially something like this, and then stops. Just, you know, what I'd do is placing it below, obviously, the trend line, yeah, and then below this trend line here as part of that range, the lower part of that range, that pennant. You know, if anything, you don't have to mark that up as a narrowing triangular structure. You could just put a lower acting horizontal line there as the support. So, yeah. And then what I'd be looking for, you know, I'd be just looking for this to run to the upside. Run, and just carry on, because I'm looking for another push to go and challenge this 42K where we failed, you know, where we faltered. So keep an eye on this retest right now is my point for Bitcoin. It's massive retest. By the way, so let's just quickly talk about some fundamentals again. Just quickly, just want to pull up, let's just refresh this. So, I'm a bit early. So keep an eye on this, by the way, today, guys. So I mentioned this yesterday, US CPI. So US CPI is inflation in the US. It's expected to come in higher at 0.8%. Previous was 0.5%, the headline 0.8 and the core 0.5. Both generally expect, well, the main headline is expected higher, core is expected slightly lower. If these numbers come in line with expectations, Bitcoin has a chance to rally. If they come out higher, it may knock Bitcoin a little bit, may knock some bullish momentum out of Bitcoin. There's no bullish momentum right now, but if we do, it will just bring some downside pressure. I don't think we're going to see a lower number. Okay, I don't think we're going to see a higher number. Now, why is that good for Bitcoin? Because it means the FOMC next week, remember, we've got the central bank rate decision. They're not going to hike by 50 basis points like the dollar bulls want and like the FOMC hawks want. They may just hike by 25 basis points, which is good for Bitcoin, okay? Which is good for Bitcoin. So, yeah, let's just see the daily a minute. Okay, we've just gone over the daily. Cool. See what's going on in Ethereum, some of the other majors. It's the same, really. Look, big retest here, just like Bitcoin. You see? Just a big retest of a range we escaped. Ethereum escaped out of this range, and now it's coming for a big retest here. Okay? Don't forget yesterday, remember I mentioned this W structure on Bitcoin? Okay, one bottom, two bottom, our neckline up here at 46K. That's why I want to see us coming up for another big challenge of that and hopefully breaking above. Just want to give you a nice example, actually, of something. Hey, Sheba. How you doing? So I want to give you another example in the FX market, something that I capitalized on, just to show you double bottoms at its finest. Got a big retest at the moment with, with this is Aussie dollar, right? So look, this is a classic double bottom again. One bottom, two bottom. This is an FX, this is an Aussie dollar. See that W structure? We had a big breakout of that neckline, and now we're coming for a retest. So maybe eventually we're going to see that with BTC, with Bitcoin, at this W structure. See, W, breaking out eventually of that 46K mark, maybe come for a little retest to confirm now we're support again, and then we extend to the upside. You know, we almost pretty much did it here, breaking above, pull back a little bit, and then just further extending to the upside and go and re-challenge these all-time highs. So that's what I'm watching there for Bitcoin, just to refresh your memory with that. I spoke yesterday about XRP already. I already mentioned that, but certainly worth a pun. You know, given that SEC case, the Ripple are likely to beat the SEC on that. Anything else, guys, that you watching or want me to cover? But that's the key update. I just wanted to quickly bring you there with Bitcoin, and obviously just sort of the other tokens just to keep an eye on and to certainly add to your watch list. I don't know if anyone else is watching anything. So what coins am I hopeful for? So Sheba, just to answer your question, I'm very hopeful for there's three main coins and projects. So the first one that I always cover ground on is DOT. Okay, DOT, I'm averaged at about $10. I think this someday flies, you know, towards, there's no reason as to why this can't be at 1,000, but it's just obviously we've been hit massively with a bear market. So for anyone that doesn't know, Polkadot, you know, so do check them out. This is one of my favorites. I'll probably do a video on this just to break down the project itself fundamentally. But DOT is one that I'm very hopeful on. ADA, again, number 2. Cardano, for anyone that doesn't know. Number 3 is Link, okay, Chainlink as well. These are all tokens that I believe, all projects that have serious real case value for the financial markets, okay, or just technology is great. So those 3 are my big boys. And then also, just as I've just gone over, Avalanche, huge, recently added those to my portfolio, AVAX, and Phantom as well. So this one, thanks to, there was someone that actually mentioned that in a stream, and I did my own due diligence. FTM, there's the ticker. Certainly, and Phantom as well. Okay, that's Phantom, another potential Ethereum killer, Ethereum alternative. Right, and look at the moment of Phantom, big buyouts, pullback, being bought. Big buy to the upside, pullback. At some point, this is going to be bought on a dip. It's only trading at $1.27 Phantom. I think great value there. And then what else am I bullish on? Sand, okay? Sand, metaverse token as well. One to add to your portfolios. We see a number of companies buying out land in Sandbox. So as well, get involved. Those are the top ones at the top of my head. We've also got Decentralized Mana, okay? Another one to add to your watch list. And also Wilder token as well. But these guys, these are shatter bricks, excuse my language, under a lot of pressure. But their technology looks awesome. The metaverse that they're building as well, which is still under construction. So that's everything, buddy. Let's keep an eye on this Bitcoin situation. Oh, what's just happened here? FX, I'm just looking at FX markets. I saw just had a big pop to the upside there for euro dollar. Oh, yeah, because we've got ECB rate decision. All right, anyway. So, yeah, that's everything for today, guys. Stay lit, stay blessed. Let's get it.